Are you torn between moving to Zambia or South Africa? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down a few things and let you see what the differences are to help you make a decision. Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, I'm now 10 years as an expat slash nomad. I am on my fourth country, third continent in Lusaka, Zambia. And one of the things I started doing is just sharing some of the things I have learned along this 10-year journey. But most importantly, if you're an expat or thinking about becoming one, why you should start looking into the southern region of Africa because of the opportunities that exist here. The mainstream media is not telling you. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. So I've just wrote down a few things, just little bullet points, the different things between South Africa and Zambia. And I'm going to share with you between each one and help you make a decision. So this came from a question, and this really love when I get questions like this because it helps me really dig a little deeper into what may help you decide on this southern region of Africa to come to. So the first thing I put is visa process. Excuse me. Now, this is very important because you're going to want to be able to be here permanently, and to get permanent residence is something I always tell people. You need to make sure that getting residency and the road to citizenship is an opportunity. You don't want to just be in a country under a tourist visa, because if you're just on a tourist visa, you're not allowed to actually set up any businesses, and this is for anywhere in the world. So with the visa process, Zambia actually wins for this. With South Africa, if you're getting a retirement visa, you have to do the visa process from your home country. If you're in the United States, you will have to either do it from Washington, D.C. or New York City, depending on where exactly you live in the U.S. So that can become timely. I believe you also need to have a FBI background check, and that's a lot more money being spent unless you live in one of those areas already. With Zambia, the visa process can be done in country directly. And the good thing about this is, with the visa process in Zambia, is it is for permanent residency. And what I mean by that is you pay one time. It's about $650 US for the retirement visa, and they call them permits here. So it's $650 US for the retirement permit, and it is indefinitely. Only restriction is you must be within the country for more than 6 months at a time. So, like, let's say if you went and got the visa today, you couldn't leave for 7 months and then come back. Technically, you will void your visa. And that's the only restriction that you have on there. This is really great. Like, this is my third time doing a retirement visa. And every other time I either had a 3-year or 5 limit, and then I would have to purchase another visa again. So having permanent residency right off the back, it saves a lot of money. Trust me, man, it saves you some money. Second thing I went into is housing. For housing, both are really good. Now, comparing to where you may live in the United States, both are going to actually save you money. However, please hear this caveat. It doesn't matter between South Africa and Zambia. Airbnb is overpriced. So I'm not considering Airbnb as housing. Airbnb and hotels are overpriced. It's just a thing here in Africa. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. But when you get into getting a lease for like a year, things are not overpriced here. It is very reasonable. I was on a call with a buddy of mine that's in South Africa, because we were looking at houses in Eastern Cape and a couple of areas out there. And we were looking at beautiful three bedroom, 2-bedroom, even a studio place right by the ocean. The one by the ocean, the studio was like $340 US. The 3-bedroom was about 400 US. No, the 3-bedroom was $500 US. And then another one was around $400 US. Here in Zambia, you have even cheaper prices. In Lusaka, where housing is a little bit more expensive compared to other parts of Zambia. Like, I'm in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. I pay about $180 US a month. The place I had before this was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath also, and I was paying about $200 US a month. Yet I had a person that reached out to me, asked me about some areas, and I sent them some examples on Property 24. And like I showed them places from 500 US dollars and below. So housing is very affordable here when you're looking outside of the tradition of Airbnb or hotels. So with housing, what I'm talking about is getting a lease and doing things of that nature. So both of them are really great for that. Food and entertainment. Now, food and entertainment, I give to South Africa. If you've never been to South Africa and this is going to be your first time leaving the United States, you're going to feel like you're still in the United States. I'm just going to be honest with you. It is a beautiful country. It has a lot of Western amenities. You has Uber Eats. They have Mr. D's delivery. All of these different things to where you can have a majority of the food that you want delivered to you each and every day. And food is fairly affordable there to eat out. It's not that expensive at all, unless you're going to like a really, really overpriced place, which honestly, unless you're going on a date and someone's suggesting it, you're not going to be going to those places most likely. The other reason I give food and entertainment to South Africa as an advantage, they cater to no matter whatever your dietary needs are. It doesn't matter if you're vegan, gluten-free, Mediterranean, carnivore diet, what's the other one? Atkins, low carb. They have restaurants that cater for just about every need that you have. And entertainment there is one of the things that I love about South Africa. No matter what your type of lifestyle is, they have something to accommodate you. So like for me, as someone who doesn't drink, I'm not into the nightlife. I used to go to the daytime markets, the weekend markets. They always had things to do and different activities. And it's very easy to find something online. So for an African country, they are very in tune with some of the Western things of how to advertise and do business. So South Africa wins that hands down. I haven't seen anyone that beats South Africa for food and entertainment. Zambia, on the flip side, I don't want to say eating out is expensive. It is more costly than South Africa. However, there's not much options here. And honestly, if you go to one or two restaurants, you've probably been to just about every restaurant in the city, at least for Lusaka. There's not much variety. But I will say this, like things are starting to slowly get here. Like there's a new Japanese restaurant called Masubi. And it's I would give it a 4-star dining restaurant. It's a 3-course meal. You get your starter, your main dish, and they give you a palate cleanser / dessert. Very affordably priced. It's about 260 kwacha or $9.30 per person. So you can literally have a very nice romantic date with you and your special person for less than 20 US dollars. If you add drinks, maybe $24, $25. So that is something that's really good. I just can't give them a tick for that because that's one out of very few restaurants. It's just not a lot to do here. It's still a city that is looking more for entrepreneurship, for people to be bringing in the new experiences, which helps out in other parts. Transportation. Transportation, what's that dog doing? Both are good with transportation. South Africa has Uber, just like the United States. Zambia has what they call Yango, and it is their version of Uber. I believe it's a Russian app, from what I was told. Both are pretty good. They both have their goods and bads to it, so they both get a check on this. Stop fly. Transportation in South Africa is more expensive because things are very spread out. There's not much one-stop shops. You're probably going to different places, and it can get costly unless you're in one of the areas where they have like Bolt. Bolt is just another version of Uber. But they have a thing called Boat Light, which is a really small where one person can fit in the car. It's very affordable. I did it when I was back there in October, and it does cut on the cost. So South Africa is slowly improving on that area. Whereas Zambia, there's only Yango. I believe they have a little bit of InDrive, but it's not many drivers on that app. And with the other thing with Yango here is, depending on where you at, sometimes the map takes a while. The application in the map takes a while to geolocate you correctly. I haven't figured out why that is, but in my old place, it was a big headache. I used to always have to talk to them and tell them exactly how to get to my place. So that can become a headache. Safety. Safety is one of my top things no matter where I go. With safety, I give that to Zambia. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I do not find South Africa to be as dangerous as people say. However, I will say if you operate late at night, if you're big into the drinking, the clubs and stuff like that, you're more than likely to eventually see something happen or have something happen than you will in Zambia. So that's why I give it to Zambia. Zambia is an extremely safe country. Security is something that they take very important, and you don't hear about major things here. Now, with both countries, this is something I like about both. If someone catches someone stealing, they are going to beat them. There's no question about it. The only thing that thief can hope for is that they eventually turn them over to the police. Even if the police are in front of them, the police will not intervene. This is not a bad thing. I find this to be very good. I'm all about community justice. I'm always say this, people work hard for their money. So when people invest their money into things that they want and someone thinks that they can just come and take it because they're lazy or they're a victim of, oh, I don't have this, you're lucky. You deserve whatever happened to you. So I do not have sympathy for you. I've worked my butt off my entire life. I literally have 10 screws in my back to get everything that I own, that I sacrificed my life for. And so I don't have sympathy for people who are thieves. I don't like thieves. I can't stand a thief. And when people catch thieves here in Zambia and there in South Africa, they beat them. And that is a great thing. And that is something that I think needs to be more talked about. I feel like that is a very safety measure within both countries. But because South Africa also still have carjackings in some areas, I have to give the safety to Zambia. I just have to. Sorry, my South Africans. I love y'all, but I have to give safety to Zambia. Business opportunities. Both countries have great business opportunities. I cannot talk enough about each one. I will be actually doing a video for maybe 2 or 3 days if I went through every single business opportunity that exists throughout both countries. The only thing that I will say, South Africa to do business costs more than it do in Zambia. In Zambia, to officially register a company with PACRA, P-A-C-R-A, you'll be paying less than $100 US. With South Africa, depending on what type of business and things, you may be paying more money than that. So both are really good. Like whether it's land, like I say, even today I was looking at land in South Africa. There's still opportunities and things that I plan on investing in there, even though I'm settled in Zambia. Land, businesses, whatever you can think of, there's usually some place or some area within both countries to be able to make money. Only thing I will say that is possibly different, things are easier to find in South Africa than here. Because South Africa is more organized and everything's more streamlined on the internet. Whereas here, you need to either go in person, get information, talk, ask questions. You don't find as much stuff, resources on the internet as you do in South Africa. So next, buying land. Because if you're moving to the countries, most likely you're going to be looking into buying land. Both are very safe in buying land. I give both of those a bonus, a tick mark. Buying land in South Africa is easier. And the reason why I say it's easier, you can research stuff online. Like I was looking at Property 24, the South Africa link, looking at houses there, not houses, I'm sorry, land and houses. I was looking at about a little bit under a hectare for 130,000 Rand, which me and a couple of people are thinking about going in on to start up a first little resort not far from the beach. And like that's giving you, that's showing you some of the stuff that you could be doing here. However, land is cheaper in Zambia. So like even here, I was just told about 4 acres, not hectare, 4 acres that is being sold for 72,000 kwacha, which is, I think it's roughly maybe 3,600 US dollars or something. It wasn't that much money. I can't remember the conversion to US dollars, but 72,000 kwacha. Um, and that's for 4 acres of land. I just have to go look at it. I'm going to get some videos of it so I can share. And then I just have to see, like, is it something that's ideal for my the way I want to build? Will it work in my future investments, or is it something I need to just let other people know about in case someone else needs to do something or want to do something that they want to do? But these type of land opportunities exist throughout both countries. And just remember, with buying land, no matter if you're in South Africa or Zambia, the closer you are to the major cities, the more expensive it will be. One other thing I'm going to say about land. You can get title deed in both areas. Title deed do cost more. Here in Zambia, let me just speak of this because I know this personal. Traditional land is a lot cheaper. However, you need to make sure you understand the laws of traditional land. You got to have approval from the headman or the chief to be able to even go look at that land. So someone can't just go tell you, hey, I got some traditional land. Let me come show it to you. They need to have approval to actually show you that land. And, excuse me, and to sell you that land. So there are rules and regulations between both. Other thing that I like about buying land within both countries, both of these countries, this whole SADC region, it has legal laws in place. If you're someone like me who likes to do everything by the book legally, it helps protect you. Meaning, like here in Zambia with NRC, which is the national registration card, like if I'm purchasing land from someone, I have to have a copy of the NRC. We have to have it in written contract. I do not just hand cash over right away. Usually my first payments are through Airtel Money, which is doing it through mobile app. And that is a legal binding contract. And the reason why I do that is because in case I ever need to take someone to court, here's my proof that I paid, and that is just a legal binding contract. So just make sure when it comes to buying land, you understand the rules and regulations. What are the legalities for each country? But both countries are very safe if you're doing things the legal way to buy land. And then end off, because the person who asked me this was a guy, so I thought, I'm not sure if he's married or what, but dating. Both countries, I'm gonna just be honest with you as a guy, you can find wonderful women in both countries. There are great people in both countries. So even if you're a woman and you're probably looking for a man, there's very good suitors within both countries. You have to do your due diligence. I will say this, no matter which country you're in, you need to vet people out. Believe their actions, not their words. I'm just going to tell you right now, guys, if you think you're going to find a good housewife out in the club being drunk, it's no different than America. Don't fool yourself in this nonsense some of these people are telling you and selling you. Oh, come to Africa, get you a submissive woman. She's going to be ready to cook and clean for you. They're lying to you. I'm telling you right now, they're lying to you. She's going to go to the club, twerk on you, they're lying to you. That is not true. Some of those women are women that they're paying for. Some of those women are doing that just to build their own individual careers through social media. And some of those people are just there for the money. So don't let yourself get fooled and caught up in this nonsense. If it sounds too good to be true in your home country, it's going to be too good to be true here. So, hold on one second. So you can find very good women and men here in the continent. However, you need to look at people's actions. Also ask yourself, where are you meeting them? Like, if you're meeting people at a market, a grocery store, bookstore, maybe even at their workplace, I'm pretty sure you're going to be finding someone that's a lot better than someone who is out here and they're out here in the club drinking every weekend. It's no different than the United States. Just like in the US, you get all the drama that comes with those type of places. So don't get sold up on dreams here. The continent of Africa is a very beautiful place. It is nothing like what they teach us and show us in Western media. It is a place that this is the final frontier, at least on Earth. Like until they open up Antarctica, Africa is the continent everyone needs to be coming to. And I'm just going to tell you straight up, like, come with good intentions. Come with wanting to focus on generational wealth. Come with focusing on want to get rich. Do not come here to chase women, get drunk, clubbing. The continent don't need you. But if you're coming here with good intentions, and like a lot of the people I've been talking to these last few weeks are the type of people that Africa wants and needs. And that's it, man. That's just a quick comparison. I probably touched maybe about 1% of the things over here. Like I said, it's a very beautiful continent. Don't believe the nonsense that you're seeing on Western media. Like I was just talking to my mom. She was coming, they were on their way back from Chicago driving. And she was like how she was explaining to our family, she didn't see none of those starving kids on the street like they show on the commercials. And I just started laughing because I'm like, no, that stuff isn't here. And then she was like, everybody kept asking me if I saw the animals. And I told her, I was like, I didn't take you to the animals. Like I could have took you to the zoo if you wanted to see a lion in Joburg. But I'm like, you don't go to the zoo in Dallas. So what's the point of showing you those things? Maybe if I would have took you to Botswana and Kasane, you could have saw an elephant or something. But why? You don't want to see those things. So just don't believe the hype of what they're telling us in Western media about what Africa is. Because I'm telling you on the ground, it's nothing like that. It is a lot better. And they're not showing you the nice areas. They're not showing you the actual affordable prices, the ability to get into business without spending thousands of dollars just for permits. So please really think about Africa from a different perspective if you're thinking about coming here. If you have any questions or comments, or if there are any other comparisons, things like this you need me to do, just leave it down in the questions and I'll get back to you in the comments. I'm sorry. Leave it down in the comments. The sun is starting to burn me. That's why I'm starting to get a little antsy because the sun been out all day. But yeah, any questions or comments, just leave them down below and I will get to you. And most importantly, just remember this. I'm Jason and success is simple once you know how.